Just a note for our viewers there, that small screen at the bottom of the right-hand side of your screen, live visuals coming to us from Diepsloot this morning. In fact, let's take you to our reporter, Linda Mnisi, who is there for us this morning. Linda, what's happening? Linda Mnisi, our reporter covering that story, on the line to give us the latest. What we understand is that police, according to an interview that Linda did just this morning, in fact, have been scaling up their operations to try and bring to book the people responsible for the murder of Elvis Nyati, the Zimbabwean national who was killed on Wednesday overnight. Apparently a horde of 50 people going door to door at that time, knocking on people's homes, demanding to see proof of their identities. I do believe that this is part of that police crackdown to effect arrests insofar as the death of Elvis Nyati is concerned. You can see there a number of police vehicles have been deployed in an area where it's one of the big issues that residents have been complaining about, the lack of visible policing in Diepsloot. Linda Mnisi is on the line for us now. Linda, what's the latest there?
All right, so Michelle, what we've been witnessing over the past couple of minutes is police going into the streets of Diepsloot, taking a couple of people into police custody. As you can see there, the police officer asking that gentleman that you're seeing on your screen a couple of questions. This has been ongoing with the past couple of stops that they've made. A number of people have since been taken into police custody. Of course, this is in relation to their efforts to try and get undocumented migrants out of the community. It's one of the concerns that was brought by the community earlier this week. So we've been seeing police, doing these operations since Wednesday, Michelle, because that operation started immediately with Police Minister Begekele saying that they would be starting the process immediately. So we're seeing it at play right now. You will remember just last night as well, we saw police also doing the same. There you have it on your screen right now. The SAPS trying to verify the documents from this particular gentleman. It seems they are not quite convinced with, what he has shown them. That piece of paper that you see there on the hand of that one police officer, it seems, police are not quite convinced. And it was quite interesting, given the fact that, the police minister, Begekele, had already indicated that they'd be bringing, of course, the Department of Home Affairs, who will then participate in this particular process. The big question, Michelle, is whether or not police are equipped enough to deal with these type of operations. Do they know exactly what they're looking for and how to verify these documents and whether or not they are legitimate? So what you've seen, this gentleman has presented a piece of paper. It's a bit torn, where I think it's the picture part of it. Okay, so now this gentleman making a U-turn saying that he'll bring his. So it appears that, the documents, from what I'm hearing, the document itself has expired, and as he's just mentioned, it does not belong to him. He will be bringing another one. So police are waiting then for him to bring another document, which then will kind of give them an indication of whether or not he is documented or undocumented.
So this is really a crackdown from the side of police insofar as verifying the documentation of foreign nationals in Diepsloot. It's not related to finding the people responsible for the murder of Elvis Nyati.
Absolutely, Michelle. So it's, from what we understand, it's not related to the people that are finding the murderers of Elvis Nyati. They are going into a couple of places here in Diepsloot, just asking, for whoever they find to present their documents, and failing which, of course, they are then taken into police custody. The people that are investigating the murder of Elvis Nyati, you would have heard there from that interview that we did earlier on with a police spokesperson. saying that, in fact, there's a team of detectives that have been assigned to this particular case, and those are still probing. And it seems also, Michelle, that the police are largely depending on information from community members to tell them exactly where or who could have possibly done this heinous crime. So the investigations are continuing. It's been well over 24 hours, and in all the arrests that they've made yesterday, 28, and none of those 28 people that have been arrested are linked to the murder of Elvis Nyati. So it remains to be seen then how the police will go about the investigations and when those arrests will be made, because of course you would have seen yesterday morning how shaken the community was following the murder of Elvis Nyati. It brought back memories for others of some xenophobic attacks that have happened in this particular community over the past couple of years. So we seem to see that there's another document that has been presented, but also police still not convinced. I'll repeat, Michelle, it remains to be seen what process they use to kind of verify whether these are legitimate or not. And I can tell you, from where I'm standing, to me, looking at it with an untrained eye, it looks like just a piece of paper, but what does it exactly mean? I guess then those officials from the Department of Home Affairs will be able to clarify and kind of indicate what is legitimate and what is not. And you mentioned earlier on the issue around how our Home Affairs Department is, of course, always packed, and how the migration at the Home Affairs is always one of the issues that people or migrants complain about. The reception, offices of the migration departments often being closed. You'll remember also during the COVID-19 pandemic, that also put a strain on those offices, particularly for asylum seekers who have, been waiting for, their documents. So what does this mean then for those people? Is that even taken into consideration, given the fact that the only thing that police in this particular operation are asking is for documents? So if they are not then legitimate, if they're not convinced as the SAPS, using whatever knowledge that they have, then they take you into police custody.
Linda Mnisi, thanks very much for that live update there from Diepsloot. Of course, the big question that rights groups will no doubt be asking in the wake of images like these, numerous police vehicles clamping down on people, checking their documents, etc., is how does this address the issues of the high crime levels in areas like Diepsloot. As we've been telling you all morning, the Police Minister, Bekele, will be in Diepsloot for the third time this week. He'll be joined by Home Affairs Minister Dr. Aaron Motsoaledi as well. That visit is set to kick off, we understand, from 9 o'clock this morning.